Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome to Bank on Women on the She Is Still Dope Network. Sarah here, CEO of Biz Credit Builds, and we were having some technical difficulties, but God is good. So I wanted to jump right in today. For the past 2 weeks, we've been going over what is business credit, what is vendor credit. So I wanted to drop some juicy jewels on you today. So we're talking about no PG business credit cards. So as usual, grab your pen and paper because you're going to want to apply for these cards today. And I would love your feedback as to if you got approved because they're no PG. So they're not tied to your personal credit. And 90 to 95% of the people who apply automatically get approved. So I'm excited for you guys today. This is going to be the first section of these approvals. So I have several that I'm going to share throughout the season, but these are my top picks. It's about 6 of them. There are several non-PG cards, but they always come with some form of requirement. These credit cards they have very little requirements. So I anticipate that many of you probably already qualify. So let's jump on in. So first of all, if you haven't already followed the She Is Still Dope Network, please do so. It's a empowerment network full of women who are from all denominations and all different backgrounds. Chantel! Yes, invite your friends, please. So I love the She Is Still Dope Network because it supports so many of us who have families, who are single, who come from all different backgrounds, from all over the world. And it's always an honor and a privilege to share with you guys. And it's always good to network also. So please don't be afraid to comment. I'm a very interactive person. And I look forward to getting you guys some approvals today. I like auto approvals. So this is exciting to me. The yes, you're in is always good. So let's start with what is a business credit card and what are some of the requirements? Because I think lots of times people kind of skip steps because they want business credit. Most business credit cards require an individual, oftentimes the business owner, to serve as a guarantor for the balance on the card or to be responsible for anything that's charged on the card. So whereas large companies can often offer their own assets as collateral for a line of credit or a line of business credit, most small businesses, like many of you guys, can't afford to do that because they're just starting out. So a personal guarantee, so when you hear me say no PG, it essentially means that the business owner or the executive, whoever's responsible, because when you become a corporation or when you're operating like a business, you can assign people to operate on your behalf. They agree to pay off the balance of the card with their own money if the business cannot. So we don't like personal guarantees. Me personally, I shy away from them. There are some personally guaranteed cards that I have, but they are tied to a business account or my American Express. So there are occasions where you would do that, but we want to make sure that we are separating and not commingling business and personal. So the no personal guarantee just essentially means that you will not personally be responsible for that debt. If that business goes under, that debt follows that business. So that's why it's so important to obtain business credit that is not personally guaranteed and that is not tied to your social. So I know that sometimes or oftentimes we kind of forget that when applying for business credit and we put our social instead of our EIN. So just when applying for a business credit card, always use your EIN. If you have an EIN and are not exempt for using it for tax purposes, such as a single member LLC or a sole proprietor, you need to include it on your credit card application and not include your personal Social Security number at all. However, you aren't required by the IRS to have an EIN. So you'll probably have some sole proprietors or people who operate as a sole entity who would use their social. But remember, if you're using your social, then you're automatically personally guaranteeing that card. So one of the primary reasons for this is to keep it separate and not linked to anything personal, which means that in order to build business credit, I always advise that you have a separate business account. That's when you officially start your business. You can have an LLC that's sitting for 20 years, but if you don't have a bank account, then you really don't have an operational business. It's a dormant business. So does that mean that you won't need your Social Security at the time of the application? Not always. What do I mean by that? Because most credit cards require a personal guarantee, and because your Social Security number is sometimes used to look at your personal credit, not personally guarantee the card, but to look at it. It's likely that some creditors or lenders are going to say, hey, no PG, but I need to verify that this is you. So they're going to ask for your Social Security just for verification purposes. And they will tell you that up front. Now, if you get or are applying for a credit card, a business credit card online, and they are making you put your Social Security number, I would advise that you pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, where can I get a paper application so that I can print it out and fax it? So just keep in mind that those are all options. But when you're new, it's important that you make sure that you put no PG. Sometimes there's a box, sometimes there's not a box, and that you're always using your EIN. Now, why get a business credit card? Very few startup businesses, they have literally very few options when it comes to business credit. So it's always important that you are essentially using all of your knowledge to apply for things, right? These aren't things that people or creditors share to us automatically, but I want you to know that it's important that you are being mindful that when you're applying for something, that you are putting all accurate information. We talked about that last time. The point of business credit is to have all of your state, local IRS documents and information all matching. So you don't want to put your personal cell phone number on a business credit application. So keep in mind that there are lots of reasons why you should get a business credit card. Few small business funding options are available. And having the right business credit card is super important. It manages gaps in your cash flow when you're a small business. It maximizes regular spending on common things that you have to buy anyways, like office supplies. And I'm the queen of some reward points. So if you get a card, it's important that you are maximizing your points because you earn rewards and earn benefits like traveling. I travel a lot. It also provides release in the face of an unexpected expense. You have a business office and the furnace went up, or the printer just stopped working, or I need to, I have an emergency, or I have a conference that I'm traveling for. It's just super important that you have a lifeline, especially for small businesses that are just starting. It can even help you build your business credit. So most startup businesses do not just automatically get given business credit. So opening up for even more finance opportunities. This is one of the options that helps build towards your business credit. And this versatility is perhaps why, according to the McCarty Advisory Group, who I love their stats, credit card usage among small business is expected to approach $700 billion by 2022 because of this pandemic. Most people have grown their businesses, and there's been an enormous amount of increase when it comes to cash flow because of funds that are COVID related. So despite the value of this type of small business funding can provide, finding and applying the right card can be complicated. So I'm going to help you with that today. There is a seemingly endless array of business cards that you could choose from. And even after a lot of research, the key to an approval can sometimes be a mystery, right? Many credit card companies provide vague data or information about requirements or eligibility requirements. So there's no sure way to just be like, I'm approved, right? So there are a few things that I always recommend that you have prior to applying, and I'm going to share those and what you should put on your application to increase the odds of that approval. Now, keep in mind that there are always some things that you should have in order already. Now, no PG means that we're not going to worry about your personal credit score. But before you go to sit down at a computer, I need you to gather your business details, right? You should have your annual business revenue or your projected annual revenue, right? The number of years you've been in business. They're going to ask you for that exact date when you started your business. The number of employees. The industry type. This typically is like an NAICS code, or it's typically available through a drop down. Your role in the business. Are you the CEO? Are you the owner? Are you the managing or the operations manager? And then your estimated monthly spend. They want to know how much you're going to spend monthly on this card. If you're a new business owner, answering these questions may be a little bit intimidating. However, you should be using your projections, right? So you anticipate that you're going to make this in the next year. That being a new business owner does not disqualify you. So keep in mind that you do need to have these business details prior to applying. And regardless of what type of business credit card you apply for, you will be required to provide this basic information about your company. It's a requirement. If they don't have it, they will not approve you. So keep in mind that it's number one, before you sit down at the computer, is to gather your business details. Let's be prepared, right? We want to make sure that we have all of that already there in front of us, so you're not scrambling, your application doesn't time out. Have all of this together. This includes your the legal name of your business, as well as the address and phone number. It's likely that you'll also need to provide your social security number when applicable. What I mean by that is You click that non-PG box, and then you say they're still going to ask you for your social for verification purposes, and then you provide it. But if they don't and they're making you, then of course you can always call them, get a printed out application, and fax it in or email it in. So that is number one. Before you sit down, gather your business details. And I know that may seem so minute to some people, but it is so important that you are prepared, because you are fighting against algorithms. On top of that, computer intelligence. On top of that, like, they know that you're scrambling to find something. They give you a certain amount of what I call red checks. They are measuring the time that you take to answer certain things. So it's just always important, again, that you are doing your part to making sure that you're prepared before you even sit down to apply. All right. So the second thing is ask what the requirements are. Right? One way to improve the odds of an approval is to find out if this card is right for you, right? You don't want to just apply for a business credit card just to apply for a business credit card. If it doesn't serve you, you do not need it. Most major credit card companies are based their approvals on a variety of factors. Typically, it's the applicant's credit score that plays a major role. In this case, we're doing non-PG cards because we build it, not tied, but other factors may include an applicant's debt to income ratio, your monthly revenue. So they may ask you to connect your business bank account. So in this particular case, there are some credit card companies who are going to require that information, but we're not worried about that. I know Chase, for example, they have the 524 rule. Under this rule, credit card applicants, business credit card applicants who have opened 5 or more cards within the 24 months period, even outside a Chase product portfolio, you'll automatically get denied. So when you're using my company or we're, consulting you, we're always going to advise. When I look at that, pull your credit report. You want to be in the knowing before you apply for something, and you want to ask what those requirements. It's not against the law. And some creditors are going to be lenders are going to be super helpful and, hey, this is what our requirements are, and others won't. So understanding the requirements and the qualifications can be certainly helpful, but unfortunately, they aren't always available to you. So that's why you have me. I have all the juice. So some credit card issuers like Capital One are very upfront about credit card score requirements. Other issues are less straightforward. So if you can't locate the requirements as it relates to a specific card, then calling the issuer does not hurt. Or doing your research. Google is real. Many of their sites have basic information, requirements, what they are looking for, so that you don't waste your time. You don't want an inquiry on your business credit if you don't need it. Getting pre-qualified. What does that essentially mean? So I know for my people, I like to pre-qualify them for certain cards. It essentially, it's me plugging in your business details. Yes, because, the mission is to, and has always been, to offer business owners the tools and resources to make the best financial decisions, right? But which credit card to get sometimes can be, it's a hard choice, right? So offering that transparency across small business ecosystems that align with your needs is super important for people like me who are lenders or partners. So I know NAV does it. I have a few portals that we could plug your information in. I'll write that down and share that in my Biz Credit Builds group. And what I'll do is there's essentially technology that does a match factor technology that will pair you up with the best financing options. You basically put in your data, your personal, your business credit scores, and your business information, and it has all this technology that says, hey, you're pre-qualified for this, and that. And you'll probably see that the bank uses it all the time and doesn't even tell you. So you'll probably start receiving these, you're pre-qualified for this Visa or this MasterCard on the personal side. And they do it for the business side too, but it's helpful when you're building business credit. And again, we're not looking to apply for just anything. If the card doesn't serve you, then you should not apply. Filling out the application online. So at this point, we've collected all your required business information. You have it in front of you. You found the right small business credit card that closely aligns with your credit profile, your business plans, your needs, your office wants, and now it's time to apply. So today, most credit card applications are online, and meaning you can apply from your phone, your tablet, your laptop, oftentimes within minutes. Typically, these cards are pretty similar. You enter your name, your business information. Some people ask for this and some people ask for that. Regarding your business, like the number of employees, the industry you're in, and voila, you complete the application. My thoughts are to always advise you to please use a desktop or a tablet. I think sometimes when you're looking at different, when you're using different internet providers such as Safari versus Chrome versus what's the other one, Internet Explorer, like your browser looks totally different. And some of these credit card providers will tell you right away, because it's your personal information, it's not compatible. So if you see an error message at the top, automatically check out that browser and utilize another browser. Be sure to clear your cache, because they are in the business of collecting information, which means that if you automatically have your information saved in there as something, sometimes they automatically pull that information in, and as a result, they automatically draw that information into your application, and then you probably didn't notice they changed something, and then you automatically get denied. So it's always important that you are entering every field. You're not saying fill in. I know it's easy, but it's always important that you are doing your due diligence to take your time and make sure everything that you're entering in there is correct. Keep in mind that your exact business name should match what your name is legally on and what you're registered as, because the algorithms in the back are going back to the internet. They're literally in seconds verifying with the business. They're doing like a business entity search and a Google search and all of those things to verify that what you gave them indeed is real information, that you're not doing anything fraudulently. So once you've completed the application, you can submit it. In most cases, you'll receive an approval within seconds to minutes. However, in some cases, you will not receive an instant decision. Instead, your application will go into pending status, or it'll say you'll receive a reason why you were denied in 7 to 10 business days. That does not mean you were denied. In some cases, the issuer may need to verify information that may be inconsistent, or mistakes on your application, or the issuer's application platform simply could be overloaded. I've heard of all kinds of things. And if that's the case, then you are likely to receive a notification of approval or denial later on via email or mail. So keep an eye out for both your digital and physical mailbox. If denied, they don't have to tell you a reason of denial, but they do that out of common courtesy, because in the business credit world, they do that as a courtesy. It's not required. So my recommendation is, and I shared this last week, if you get a denial or you don't get an instant answer, you need to be on the phone with them immediately. And if they tell you you're denied, always ask for a reconsideration and the reason why. You have the right to do that. All right. If they ask for more information, it'll very likely be your taxes, sometimes your business taxes, bank statements. I've heard them ask for 1099s. I mean, they can ask for anything. And in that case, you take down that information and you send it to them. But like, it's important that you are following through. Do not just wait on an answer or take a denial. I'll be so disappointed if you guys just accept the denial and keep it moving. So keep that in mind. All right. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to share these cards that I recommend. But I want you to take just some basic notes on basic requirements that will set your personal credit separate from the business credit when you are applying. So keep in mind that to be considered for a business credit card, you must first be considered a business owner or be in charge of operations in some sort. The eligibility is obvious, but if you are the owner or part owner of an LLC, C Corp, S Corp, therefore you have an EIN and you can rightfully apply for a business credit card. Some people ask, what if you're a freelancer or sole prop and you don't have an EIN? Or what if you're a single member LLC and you didn't apply for an EIN? You can still apply if it's just you running the show, but keep in mind that they're going to ask for that social security number and you're going to be personally liable for that business approval or that debt, that business debt. And if you engage in for-profit activity, whether it's selling your warehouse products online, being an entertainer, you can qualify. But again, you're going to rely on your social security number instead of your EIN, and you're still required to provide your business information such as revenue, time in business, and etc. So most limited liability corporations are a very common structure in business. So if you don't have, just make sure that when you're applying that, again, the owner or the person who has permission to manage or operate that business has permission to apply, because you don't want to apply on somebody's behalf that's fraudulent. So these cards literally all have their own set of requirements, and I'm going to share them with you. I always say to people that keep in mind that these no PG cards will help you build your business credit, but it's important that you understand that everyone has separate requirements. So every card is probably not going to be for you, and there's a million of these cards. These were just my top few choices. All right, so the first one, so unsecured cards, approval amounts are usually from $10,000 to $150,000. Most of them do credit reporting on the business side. Excellent personal credit with revolving credit, low inquiries and utilization are looked at if you're going to PG a card, but we're not PGing. Approval amounts are similar to current limits. So if you have on the personal side a $25,000 card, they usually try to match that. The interest rates are higher than normal. So you'll get a 0 to 25% APR. So I like starter business credit cards because I always try to take advantage of the 18-month or the 6 to 18-month 0 APR. In that case, if you have a big purchase, you should be making it on there and then trying to pay it off. But there is usually a 9 to 12% fee also. So just being transparent about those things is super important. Credit partners are okay. So there are third-party companies that will essentially come in and say, hey, I can get you approved, but this is the bank that the card is going through. But I mean, just do your research. It's important that you will be in the knowing of all of these things, okay? So the first one is going to be the Brex corporate card. Brex is a corporate card for startups, and it foregoes the personal guarantee. Their underwriting is based on your business bank account balance, spending patterns, and investors. They also have Brex corporate card for e-commerce. This is another corporate card that does not require personal guarantee. It's designed for U.S. companies that have been in operation for at least 1 year and that make at least $50K in sales each month. So just because, you don't make $50K a month, please don't let that discourage you from applying for their regular Brex business card. So just a little bit more information about this Brex business card, right? Because I think what most people don't understand about Brex is that Brex is a financial service and a technology company. It's headquartered in San Francisco, and it provides credit cards and money management accounts to technology companies and startups. So if you come to them and you're in IT or in any field related to computers or something online or in the technology realm, they will definitely consider you before they would anybody else. That's not to say that I'm going to discourage other startups for definitely applying, but it's definitely a technology company. It's based and it provides their motto is to provide money management accounts to technology companies. Now, the Brex corporate card is powered by the MasterCard network, and it's available without personal guarantee. And approval isn't dependent on credit scores or even a security deposit, which is a beautiful thing. So a lot of you guys should qualify. Now, the Brex corporate card comes in 4 different types, each with benefits specifically designed for startups and e-commerce business, life science companies, enterprise companies. For example, startups can enjoy like a whole bunch of uncapped points for traveling categories. They give startup technology companies more, like a higher than average credit limit. I don't know why. So like literally I ran across Brex maybe about 2 years ago. And when I say it was, I run an online business and they basically, I was like, what? This is the approval? Yes. They gave me like right off the bat, $60K in business credit. I was just like, this is crazy. They do free wire transfers. So there are a whole bunch I do wire transfers all the time between my partners. So, or my brokers in my network. So when I'm doing closings and stuff, so I pay out of pocket every time I wire money. So with them, what I love is that I end up getting a regular bank account with them because they have free wire transfers, and it saves me so much money. But it comes with no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees. The only thing is that there are no clear requirements, but it's clear that they, again, are tailored towards specific investor-backed startups, technology companies, and they're big on just anything related to the internet. So definitely apply because it will be well worth it. I know, again, people oftentimes get their panties in a bunch over having a corporate card or dealing with the same company for 30 years. But this is definitely the perfect starter credit card, and their website is really easy to use to make payments, and the benefits that come along with this business account, it's amazing. So definitely that is a card that I am going to recommend. My second one is the Sam's Club business credit card. Many of you guys know that Sam's Club is a membership-only retail warehouse where members can buy items in bulk or at a discount. Consumers that join Sam's Club can also save on items regularly. But Sam's Club also provides supplies to businesses. So there are nearly 600 Sam's Club locations throughout the U.S. and Puerto Rico. And the Sam's Club business card is a MasterCard. You can use it anywhere MasterCard is accepted. If you want to apply with it without a personal guarantee, there are some stipulations. According to the application, you must have more than, I would say, less than 100,000 a year, less than $1 million, but less than $1,000,000 in revenue or annual sales per year, but that's not a requirement. If you're been open 2 years, you have less or more than 10 employees, partnerships and sole proprietors can also apply for the card. Now, they go through synchrony. So when I say the key to getting approved to a Sam's Club business MasterCard is that they are looking at your DUNS number, right? So you have to have your DUNS. And on top of you having a DUNS, you should have your Experian business score also. So I always encourage people to apply once their Experian business score and their DUNS apply. And I'm always going to, they literally are a stickler for information and will deny you if your information does not match. So I'm always going to ask you to please make sure that before you apply, that your business information is matching with the Secretary of State. They're going to pull from LexisNexis. So anything that's on the internet, they're going to pull for. And I've even saw them going as far as calling your business line to verify that you are an actual business. So make sure you have your business phone ready. So keep in mind that you have to physically go into the store with your corporation documents to apply. Make sure that everything, the exact information that you put on your that you're registered with the Secretary of State is the same information that you put on that application. So keep that in mind. They normally approve anywhere between 5 to, I've seen 30K. I have a $20,000 business credit card with them. They also have an in-store card, but the MasterCard you can use anywhere. So keep that in mind. So if you have your DUNS number and if you have your Experian business score, I would definitely apply. So keep in mind also that with Sam's Club, there are several key things that I like about them. There are no annual fees. You can add authorized users, right? The card is exclusive to Sam's Club and it doubles as your membership card. So it's your membership card and your Visa card, a MasterCard. So what I love about them is this 5% cash back on gas, because I literally you also get on the first $6,000 spent, and then 3% cash back on all dining and travel. So if you're looking to take a business trip, this is the perfect card because you get 3% cash back, money in your pocket. So I'm always looking for those little things because they matter when it comes to cards. All right. So let's move on to the next card because we don't have very much time. The next one is the Bremer Bank Visa Signature Business Company Card. Bremer Bank is headquartered in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it provides banking services to businesses and consumers in Minnesota, North Dakota, and Wisconsin, right? But they have this Visa Signature Business Credit Card Company that is that offers business company cards to everyone. You don't have to be in those states, but they do offer banking services to the people in those states. And it's available without personal guarantee. There's 5 different cards. This card, it specifically targets medium and large size corporations, LLCs, or LLPs. There is no specific guidance as to what they use to essentially put you in a medium category. But what I like about them is that they are very, very, very giving when it comes to points, sign-up bonuses, and their online banking like portal, if you do decide to get their thing, has a lot of benefits. I know that with their program, I don't have specifics on their card benefits, but you can always contact them. But when it comes to your line of credits, they are very generous. And they offer a lot of free reward programs. And when I say generous, I mean like their approvals start off at 5 to 15,000 and go anywhere up to 50,000. So, I mean, this is the perfect starter card. Again, no personal guarantee. And I know I had a client apply, and we did have to attach our business bank account. So, and then once we did that, they gave them the approval based on their yearly revenue. So, again, apply. It's a super great card, and it has lots of benefits, and they're very generous when it comes to their credit card and regular line of credit. Stripe corporate card. So Stripe isn't a bank, but it's a technology company. It began with a simple line of code that enabled businesses to accept payments online. Many of you have their payment portal. I know at one time I had it. A lot of people in the e-commerce industry use them, but their Stripe corporate Visa card is available to business that already have a Stripe account. So if you have a Stripe account like I do, there is no paperwork required to apply for the card. Yes, you heard that. And they are very giving when it comes to their approvals. You don't have to personally guarantee it. And according to Stripe, you can get your virtual card in minutes. Like they literally will email you that number once you're approved. Nonetheless, you can't expect to get a decent line of credit if you don't sign up for the card immediately after starting your Stripe account, because your credit limit is determined by your payment processing history on the platform and banking history. So as you grow, your business grows, and they'll generate more of a credit line. So for me, if you have Stripe, so I did it on the year, like after a year, and they seen my payments, then I apply. They also have a corporate card for people who make more than 50K a year, or a month, and that is invite only. And Stripe is not the only corporate card that does this. Cabbage does it. Who else? Square does it. So if you have a merchant vendor that you're using for e-commerce, I would definitely reach out to them and say, hey, you guys offer business Visa or MasterCard credit cards? And 90% of the time, I can guarantee you that they do. Okay. Office Depot. Office Depot, Office Max business credit card account. The Office Depot and Office Max, they merged in 2013 when Office Depot purchased Office Max. So they are now the largest office supply retail company in the world. And the Office Depot Office Max business credit card is available without personal guarantee. I have one. It comes with a card, but it doesn't work as your traditional card. It only works at Office Depot and Office Max locations. They approve everybody, literally with minimal information, and literally when you sign up for an account, they give you a sign-on bonus, so you can save $50 to $75 on your first purchase of $150 or more. There is no annual fee, and your monthly detailed statements and free additional cards for people who work for you are like very easy to get. So that is all of my business credit cards that I recommend. Now, there are also a whole bunch of other ones like Capital On Tap, Divvy. I just don't think they serve most people, and they do have quite a few requirements that most startup businesses don't qualify for. So the ones that I provided are like 95% of you guys would qualify for it, and I definitely recommend that you guys apply. I know we went over a lot today. Keep in mind that, you know, unsecured business credit cards are definitely something that is up and growing. I think lenders are taking more of a risk with people. So if you haven't started building your business credit, please start. The premise of this program is to pour into you guys. If you're a business owner and you haven't started utilizing or taking advantage of, you know, what benefits you have as a business owner, you are crazy. I think that what most people forget is that when you are a business owner, leveraging your business credit to invest and to run your business and not using your personal funds is important. We don't emphasize that a lot, but I, you know, hope that you guys are taking notes and that you guys are definitely, you know, putting this information into play. I want to hear some of your testimonies, some of your approvals. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to, you know, log on. If you haven't already joined the She Is Still Dope network, please do so. We are on Roku, YouTube TV. We're on several platforms. This is a dope network. There are women from all over the world who talk about different subject areas, and I'm blessed to be able to, you know, bless you with all types of information. Next week, we are going to talk about getting a car or a vehicle in your business name. So come prepared with your notes. I'm going to drop all the jewels. It's super simple. A lot of you guys qualify and just don't know how. I'm also going to share some of my top vendors that I broker with so that you guys can pull up on them and get you a new car, girl. It's a tax deduction. Thank you again for tuning in to Bank on Women on the She Is Still Dope Network TV. I appreciate you guys. Bye.